Time for my final season 1 tier list. We did just have Evo Japan finish up, so did that change my mind on any of the champions? Not particularly. My opinion is the top 3 are the top 3. In what order may depend on the day. That being said though, this little rat. Teemo is minimum in contention for the best champion in the game. Not only is he the best zoner in the game, he's got the best air normal in the game with JL, which is an air stall, which you can't really 2H anywhere near consistently, which can string into a left-right mix-up, which can string into a triple overhead button and jumping medium. He's got good corner carry. With badges, he has the highest damage in the game. He is the best Oki in the game. With the right team, he has the best mix-ups in the game. Why does he have these things? He's a trap zoner. So if you don't have him as top 1, I think he's undisputably top 3. Anyone who says otherwise, I think is just straight up downplaying. All right, number 2 and number 3 are the ones that keep going back and forth. She did just win Evo Japan, so I'll give her the nudge this time, even though I'm trying to downplay her whenever I can, because I don't want her getting nerfed. And that is, of course, Ahri. I don't think I need to tell anybody why Ahri is broken. People keep coming up with newer and newer reasons on why she's broken. Limit strikes anywhere on screen, guaranteed to win the corner anywhere on screen. Grade meterless Oki, high-low mix-ups. JS1 has literally no recovery on it, which I still don't understand how that part has been nerfed yet. Good damage, good conversions if you have a bar with super, good air throw conversions, decent normals. The only thing bad about her really is the fact that she gets nothing from grounded throw unless you have tag or an OTG assist. And then the for sure number 3, or the for sure last champion for my top 3, Illaoi. I think we're long past the situation of people saying Illaoi's not good. Outside of maybe Caitlyn S1, there is absolutely nothing that can compare to Illaoi's tag out potential, be it through the use of ground slam, charge, or not to try to bait out potential parries that still allow for follow-up because of the tentacle pop-up afterwards. The mix that she can give people with the double tentacle slap using the slam into tag out is ridiculous. And then pair that together, good damage, amazing Oki, great buttons, down S1 anti-air is an absolutely insane button. Corner carry, jumping S2 is a pain in the ass, saving her in situations that it makes no sense why she's being saved. Basically, the only thing bad about her really is the fact that she's constantly bugged. These are my undisputed top 3. Still got one more champion to put in S though. I just think he's the for sure top 4, and that is Ekko. Yeah, we can nerf this champion multiple times. It really don't matter. I think Ekko literally can only ever be up here in the top tier or down here in the bottom tier. I don't think it is humanly possible for Ekko to just be okay with the way his kit is. They've nerfed his Time Winder multiple times. They've nerfed Break multiple times. They nerfed his roll. They nerfed his damage. They've nerfed his super install. They nerfed his normals. They've nerfed just about everything pretty much. And yet this champion is still absolutely ridiculous. This champion is still absolutely ridiculous, and it's a reason why even to this day, after all these nerfs, he is still one of the most played champions in all of 2XKO. I'm a little torn between two of them for who's gonna be number 5, but because of my absolute vendetta towards this champion, how much I hate him, we'll still put Yasuo up there. Yasuo, another champion that's been nerfed oh so many times. They've nerfed his damage. They've nerfed his JS1 multiple times. They've added recovery to his normals. They basically have removed his high-low mix-ups with his J2H. And guess what? He is still killing everybody. Rather than having crazy left-right high-low, he still has really good left-right. JS1 is still a button that pisses me off to no end. So could he be this high because of my vendetta for him? Little bit. And then the other champion that I was going back and forth on for that, stand behind Braum. This dude shits out damage. His Poro, ironically, is actually kind of annoying now because it breaks through all projectiles. It's not great, but it's ironically annoying. That shield is so stupid. And if he gets the ice on his door and you're in the corner, good Look, I play Ahri and Akali. I play champions that can get around him, and that shit sucks for me. You name it, the shield does it. Besides that, really good combos, really good corner carry, great damage, command grab into full conversion if you have ice, and armor on everything. Yeah, Braum is a monster, and I'm kind of glad that he's not very highly played because, yeah, he's pretty frustrating to say the absolute least. The newest champion and is the now Evo Japan champion. So Akali, newest champion, only been out for about a month or so. Could be higher, could be lower, of course, because we're all still working on it, and she's definitely not the easiest champion to get used to. But Akali, I think, has very defined strengths, and those strengths are really good, and some really defined weaknesses. Her normals are a little stubby, but her JH is godlike. S1 puppet is really good for setting up potential mix-ups. She basically gets guaranteed limit strike off every single hit, and guaranteed full corner carry off every single hit. Ridiculous left to right high low mix-ups. Double jump, very annoying. Kunai plus assist, also very annoying. The only weaknesses for her pretty much are the fact that her shroud in neutral might as well not even be a thing, and her neutral game is running and more running, which you can kind of say is a strength because she's so insanely fast, but having basically no neutral tools and some stubby buttons can make things pretty tricky for her to get in, but her movement definitely helps cover that. And of course the big thing, her assists while alive are bad. And when I say bad, I mean really bad. The way she thinks currently, I don't think she could go down. I think she can only go up as we learn more and play her more. Picking around the middle of the pack, top 3 at Evo Japan with Wall, while showing off the power of Caitlyn. Caitlyn is definitely seen the biggest rise courtesy of the most recent patch. Who cares about parry anymore? The big issue with Caitlyn before was if you parried her bullets, she was a sitting duck. But now that you can fire multiple bullets, whether they get parried or not, is so freaking good for her. She literally went from arguably the worst champion in the game to being honestly quite viable now. The second best zoner for me personally, and a very annoying champ to deal with, while still being a really good support champion. That was basically her only thing last time I made the last patch before she got buffed, in my opinion. The only thing good about her was her support value. Her damage, which already was high last patch, is still really high. Her tag out combos was high before, that's still really high. So the main thing that she was missing before was basically she was a zoner who was really bad at zoning. Now she's a zoner who is good at zoning. And if you don't like Teemo but want to play a zoner, or you want to play a zoner with really good support value, hard to go wrong with Caitlyn right now. If Caitlyn was the biggest jump from the last patch, Vi was the biggest drop, because one of Vi's absolute most godlike things about her was, of course, S1 charge plus tag. So once they removed that, she definitely is not bad, but she definitely took a decent step down, because her most powerful and, let's be honest, easily abused tool got completely shot. And now with proper parry timing, S1 plus tag is not only dead, but it's honestly a hindrance, because of the fact that if you even attempt to go for it now, if the opponent's ready with the parry, you're basically just giving them a free turn. Everything else is pretty much still there. Still got good staggers, still got great corner carry. Her anti-air game with the giant electric punch is still really good. Her invincible move still pisses me the off. It's just because the main broken thing about her got removed, she took a decent step down, because if you're not broken, it's hard to fight the broken champs, which is basically going to be what I'm going to be getting at with a lot of what's left with the champion in this game, pretty much. Which will move us down to the B tier, where we get to talk about Jinx. Outside of her traps on Oki, she's basically a zoner through and through, which when paired together with the likes of Caitlyn and Teemo as the other zoners in the game, is what kind of holds her back. She's either bottom of A or top of B. I'm a bit back and forth on that myself. Her issue is that she is a zoner through and through, pretty much. The things you can do with the monkey with the symbols and the flame chompers is really cool, and really interesting options that can help help her do more than just the basic zoning tools. But outside of that, though, she is a zoner through and through. It's hard to be a through and through straight up this type of champion in a game with so many broken things. Like we were talking about before with Caitlyn. Caitlyn, very high damage to go along and great support value to go along with the fact that she's a really strong zoner. I will literally make a road just for Jinx. Caitlyn is definitely better than Jinx. I just think she's a bit too honest compared to the likes of a Caitlyn, of an Akali, of a Braum, of a Yasuo. But she's not as honest, of course, as Darius. Despite the apprehend changes and how much I hate the fact that they decided to give him mix, he really is the definition of this is an honest champion in a very dishonest game. He's a Shoto character in a game full of specialist characters. He has good normals, he's got the projectile, he's got the DP. The best thing about him, of course, is his shoulder tackle assist. And the bleed debuff, although it can be useful, isn't quite as crazy as it used to be, paired together with the fact that it's now also hard to set up. I think the worst champions in this game are B tiers. I don't think that they're bad in any way, shape, or form. But Darius, quite literally, is a Shoto character in a game full of crazy specialist characters. Maybe it's kind of like Ryu in a way in Marvel 3. He can do cool tag fighter stuff. I guess he's not exactly what you imagine when you think tag fighter character, I guess is probably in a way to put it. I know he's not actually a Shoto, but I'm just using that as an example for why I'm saying he's honest in a game that's very dishonest. For the next champion, he is either the most dishonest champion ever or the most honest champion ever, and it could happen in the exact same round, and that is a Blitzcrank. If you get hit and Blitzcrank comes in, he is horrifying because it doesn't matter, because you are taking a guess, and if you guess wrong, half your health is going to go away and you can't do jack about it. That being said though, the rest of the time, he is very honest. You're either guessing for your life or you're laughing at the fact that he cannot get you. And both can happen literally in the exact same round, unless something drastic changes. It's always end up going to be pretty low or near the bottom of just about everyone's tier list, unless a rework happens or a drastic change that super buffs him. And if he gets super buffs, God help us all, he's probably going to stay down in the low tier. But he's not the worst champion in the game because we learned that without a certain button, this champion is not really much. But I had him and a lot of people had him as top tip before his last changes. We were all blinded by S1. S1 was a mix-up tool, a full combo starter, an anti-air tool, an F-screen mix-up that were basically all unreactable and were borderline impossible to punish. So his weaknesses were not so apparent because the only thing that they ever needed to do was S1. Now he has to rely on his other tools more, and as we learn, they're not as good. In a way, he has a Darius issue of he spends a lot of time just trying to use his giant normals in order to be able to do much. And if you're relying purely on large normals and absolutely nothing else, things are pretty difficult. And he ends up in a similar situation as Blitzcrank, where you get scared fighting Warwick when he gets you blocking and he has Bloodlust active. And how does that normally happen? You have someone else do it for him, and it's kind of hard to put him higher because the situations where Warwick is scary, he doesn't really do it himself. He needs the help of someone else to even get to that point. He's just fishing for the giant button and then hoping for the best. I think there's definitely a real situation where Warwick is going to receive buffs in future patches now that we see what he is like since the S1 changes. And yeah, that is my final season one tier list. Personally, I think this is the most balanced the game has been. We're seeing a much more diverse meta. At Evo Japan that just happened, of the 13 champions in the game, 10 of them were in the top 8. In season 2, we're going to be getting Senna. We're probably going to be getting whoever the surprise new 4th champion is, and we're getting a brand new fuse on top of that. And then whatever the heck changes Riot is going to make with the game. The game is definitely a lot more balanced than it was, and I'm looking forward to see what comes next, both with the release of Senna, what the new fuse is, and what changes come with Season 2.